Hello everyone, so I wanted to do a video of a review on the Wintec 250 saddle, and mine has care with the Kincade all-purpose ready ride, and this is also all-purpose. So I know that I've seen like heaps of questions, different places, people when they're first buying just an all-purpose synthetic saddle, and you know, they often have questions on like both these saddles, like you know, are they good, are they worth their money, how much should I spend, you know, just things like that. So first things first, I'm just going to turn off this electric fence because that's going to be really annoying sound, so hopefully it'll stop ticking. Okay, so I might just take, sorry, just going to move around. I'm going to put this there. I know I should have done this before the video started, but now I can actually see the saddle. So this one is my Wintec 250 saddle, all-purpose. It's got a little bit of fur stuck to it, but anyway, probably needs a little bit of a wipe down, but it's pretty clean at the moment. So I'll do this one first. This one I got probably about 8 months ago, so it's not very old, and I got it new. It's got a little bit of dirt there, but that will wipe off with a little bit of water. And in choosing this saddle, because I'm relatively new to horses, I've got my first horse this year. Like, I've been around horses for probably around 10 years, but actually having my own horses, I'm relatively new. So I didn't really know a whole lot about what was out there. I knew that at my riding school, they use a lot of like Status and Kincaid saddles because they're really cheap, but I didn't really know much at all. So I'd heard of Wintec saddles, and my dad has quite a few people at work who also have horses, and he sort of went to them with a lot of questions at the start of the year. And they recommended the Wintec 500. So we went into Horseland just to ask a few questions and things about, this is really bothering me that it's dirty, but oh well. We just asked questions and just, you know, looked at a lot of saddles, and, you know, they have the big, like, things where you can try them on, not try them on, but they put them there and you can sit on them and see if you like the feel and, you know, all that. So we also talked about this one here. This one, I'll talk about that one later, but this one is the Kincaid Saddle, and you can get these at Horseland. So in the Wintec range, they're all-purpose saddles. They basically have the 250, which is about 700 normally, 700 to 800 usually. Then they have the 500, which is a bit more, and then they have the 2000s. I think they might have a 1000 as well. But basically, the differences in the saddles is they're basically all the exact same structure. The 250 just has this, like, I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of like suede, but it's not real leather, I don't think. Basically Wintecs are all synthetic. So the 250 just has this stuff here. The 500 has it also here, and the 2000 has it all over. And that's basically the only differences. They're all the exact same saddle, and personally I don't, like, this stuff is comfortable to ride in, but I don't love it, and it's difficult to clean, And basically, that's the only difference. So I was like, I don't even love this stuff. Let's just go for the cheapest one. But we didn't pay $700. We went in a big sale, so we got it for about $400, which was really, really good for this saddle. And they also, good thing about these saddles is they have adjustable gullet system, and if you buy these at Horseland, they will send out a professional saddle fitter to actually fit the saddle to your horse, and then they'll come back in a month, or depending on how much you've been riding, and they'll just fit it again to make sure that it hasn't moved or anything. But this saddle has care in it, which you can either have the saddle filled with flock or filled with care. So flock is just like most regular saddles, just like stuffed with stuff. I don't know how, like usually like wool, or just stuffed, or like synthetic things. Dogs, my dogs are outside the door fighting. But we chose Care, which is a brand. I'll show you like the little, I think it's here. Yeah, it's here. You can see that. It says Care, that's the little label. And Care is its own company, but they work with a lot of different saddle brands. And it's basically an air system, so your saddle is like filled with this like air. I don't know. So basically, the what's supposed to be good about that pad is it should mould and change with your horse. So if your horse gets a bit fatter, it should compress. But say your horse loses a bit of weight, it will pop back out. Like if the thing with flock, if it compresses, it's gonna stay compressed mostly. And you might think, what if that pops? Basically, what the website Care says is that it's very, very unlikely to pop, but if it does, it's like under warranty, and I forget how long the warranty was for, but I think it was like 10 years or more. And basically they said these Wintec saddles should last you a good 20 years if you care for your saddle and clean it regularly and store it in a clean, dry, not too hot, not too cold place. So basically these saddles, the reason that we decided to go with it is, one, it'll last 20 years plus, because I don't ride all day every day. Like, I don't ride every day, and even when I am riding every day, I'm not always riding in this saddle because I have my 2 horses. So yeah, and I don't do a whole lot of riding, more like 3 times a week type thing. So this saddle should last me a very long time. The synthetic on these Wintecs is really, really nice. It really looks and feels like real leather. It's very strong, and yeah, it should last you a really, really long time. So that's why the Wintecs are quite pricey, and they do hold their value. So if you're thinking about getting a Wintec and then selling it later on, you should be able to sell it for quite a good amount, provided you've kept it in good condition. So I'll just show you. So that's the Wintec. Mine is like fitted with the girth and stirrups at the moment, and this is the Wintec girth, which is quite nice. So depending on where you're buying your saddle, you should be able to get some good deals as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to, maybe if I lift it up this way, just trying to show you what it's like underneath. It's kind of difficult because it's on my saddle rack right now. Let me turn my flash on. Focus. Okay, so you can see that's what it's like underneath. It's got there's no pressure at all on the horse's spine under there. which is really, really good. And with the care system, you want to be using a nice thin saddle pad so that it actually works. There's no point having a really thick saddle pad because the care system's not going to be doing this job at all. So I'll put this back and I'll bring out my other one. Sorry guys. Now, the Wintec saddle, not Wintec, Kincade. So, I've got another saddle underneath here, so I'm sorry about that if you can see that. We need to get a new saddle rack, but let me turn the flash off and I'll put the light on. Okay. Basically, your Kincades and your Status saddles are very similar. Some people say that they are made at the same factory, and just labelled differently. So, basically, I'm just going to say this as Kincade and Status together. I have ridden in a lot of Status saddles in the past, so yeah. Also, I'm really sorry this has got all this hair on it. I'm really just so tempted to brush it off. But anyway, I did buy this saddle used or pre-owned. It was very lightly used though and in great condition, hardly ever used. So it does have a little bit of paint here and here, so just ignore that. But otherwise, you can just see from saddle to saddle, they look pretty similar, the Wintec and the Kincade. Let me just put the girth down so you guys can see. So they are, I think my Wintec is like a size bigger, but just from a glance, they're very similar. Hopefully you're coming in? Coming in? Anyway, so just from a glance, you could say these saddles look very, very, very similar. The Wintec is a little bit more of a matte finish, and the Kincaid's a bit shiny. I guess some people might like that. I guess the Kincade sort of looks a bit more like real leather, but real leather can be shiny like this too. So that's just at a glance the differences. Comfort-wise, I find my Kincade more comfortable, and my Wintec is very comfortable though, but not quite as comfortable as a Kincade. I think it's maybe the Kincaid's just a bit softer. It's just a bit more squishy. You can see this; it's still quite soft, but yeah. I bought this for $100 because it was used, but usually they retail from $200 to $300, depending, what it comes with and stuff. You can see this has this like stuff here, and it does attract a lot of hair, but I do keep a saddle blanket on top of it, so that's probably why. But it's kind of like when this is clean, it looks quite similar, but this one's more of like a suede-y type thing. This one's like a felt. It's not felt, it's like a synthetic felt type thing. It's like sort of a synthetic material type thing. This is a bit dirty. I do have to get some of that hair off and wipe it down, but I should have probably taken the stirrups off for this video, but the actual synthetic, these are both synthetic, if you didn't really get that, but you can see, trying to get it to focus for you guys. Okay, there you go. You can see it's quite, it's got little lines in it. It's still really good condition. It kind of looks like leather, but I don't know, you can definitely see just from looking at it that it's synthetic. The Wintec kind of looks a bit more real leather. Hi Zoe. I don't know, it's sort of got, yeah, it's sort of like synthetic-y material under here too, and the girth points are webbing, whereas on my Wintec it's it's got this thing here too, which you can Velcro things on. The like knee blocks it comes with, and it's sort of like a bit nicer under here. Whereas this one's, oh, this one looks nicer under actually. Sorry, but here is like a synthetic material thing, and this one's sort of like, I don't know, similar thing. This one comes with a girth protector thing. I just forget what it's called, but the girth points are this material. It's like a kind of like the stuff that the synthetic stirrup leathers are made out of, whereas on this they're webbing. This saddle, just from my experience with other Wintecs and starter saddles, after I just sounded really weird. After a lot of use, the synthetic does sort of wear out. But if you look after it properly, if you really look after it, depending how much you ride, it should last you 7 to 10 years, maybe more. And even then, you can still ride in it if it gets a few like little scuffs and rips and tears. Whereas the Wintec sort of just lasts a bit longer, just on the outer. I haven't really had my saddles long enough to really tell you for myself, but that's just with my experience with them. Kincade doesn't have an option, or in this saddle, I'm not sure about others, doesn't have an option for care, but it does have an adjustable gullet system as well, and so this one's flock. I'll show you underneath if I can. I've got another saddle underneath, as I said, but that's, yeah. So underneath it's like a same like material, synthetic material thing. Like not the synthetic leather, like the synthetic, I don't know what it's called, but then there's again not on the horse's spine at all, and that's what it looks like. Sorry, my cat's making a lot of noise. So yeah, this one was like the synthetic stuff underneath. So this one's using a lot less of the synthetic leather, and just by feeling, you can tell that the Wintec's just a lot better quality. I don't know a whole lot about like how good they are for the horse, but from my experience, the Wintec definitely is really good for your horse. Definitely a good choice. It is a lot more expensive, but it will last you a very, very long time. Especially for a synthetic saddle. They are the world's best known the synthetic saddles. The Kincade, the synthetic is not quite as high quality, but it's still very nice, very, very, very comfortable. Great for a kid's saddle, or for people new into horses, and they just starting out. They don't know what they're really going to be using the saddle for, and they just want a good all-purpose saddle that's, not too expensive. So I really, really am happy with both these saddles. I know when these girth points are new, it can be very difficult to actually get the holes in, so you sort of need to adjust the girth when you're off the horse, or get someone to help you, whereas this, you can easily adjust it yourself. That's one thing, just in everyday use that I noticed. This one attracts more hair. But overall they are very similar looking, so if you, just by glance you can't really tell much, but that's just my thoughts. I hope this helped. If you have any more questions, just let me know. So basically, just to sum it up, Wintec saddle is very, very good quality, and you get your money's value, but it is expensive, so it's best to look for sales. And I just went for the 250, and there's not much difference between the Like, there's no difference in the actual saddle structure to the other ones. Kincade, very good for your money. It's quite cheap, so you're not expecting to last you forever, but if you look after it, it should give you quite a lot of good years of use. Very good. They're both very easy to clean. So I would say if you're just buying a saddle for your kids, and they're not like competing or anything like that, or even if they're just doing like pony club and stuff, the Kincaid's probably a good choice, especially for a starter saddle. And you can always upgrade, but is very comfortable, very easy to ride in, very, very good to learn on. The Wintec is very good to ride in as well, but you can sort of feel like you're leaning forward a bit, whereas this you can sort of sit deep in the saddle a bit more. I don't know, that's just what I found. But yeah, I hope this video helped, and if you like these kind of videos, I can do some more. I do have a lot of bitless bridles coming in the mail, well, 4, and I've already got one, so I'm going to do, after I try them all out, I'm going to do a review on them, and I can just do reviews on different things. If you want me to do a better video on this, or just one or the other saddle, I can do that for you. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.